Jamaica, Townsend here from the CEO CARES Leadership Department. And CARES is an acronym for Christian Advocates Reassuring and Empowering Our Sisters. If you need a prayer request, please feel free to go to thesheodistrict.com, select CEO CARES, and submit your prayer request, and someone will definitely get back with you within 24 to 48 hours. So our theme for the year is two are better than one. And our theme for the month is grace, God's grace for the woman in business. So the biblical definition is that I would like to share with you is, according to the Christian theology, the spontaneous, unmerited gift of the divine favor in salvation of sinners, and the divine influence operating in individuals for the regeneration and sanctification. And the CEO business definition of grace is the spontaneous, unmerited gift of divine favor in the operation of business and the divine influence operating in business for its regeneration and sanctification. Grace is when God loans his ability to do things exceedingly, abundantly, and above all. And according to Ephesians 2:8, for it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourself. It is a gift of God, not the result of works, so that no man may boast. And according to Romans 3:24, but by the free gift of God's grace are all put right with him through Christ Jesus, who sets them free. So we must really hone on into the fact that God's grace is freely given. We do not have to work for it. We do not have to toil for it. All we have to do is open our hearts and receive it. Do you know how difficult it is for us to just receive a compliment from someone in passing us by? They may say, "Oh, I love that blouse." You may say, your response may be, "Oh, thank you. Oh, I bought this from the mall. It was on sale for $19.99. So when you respond like that, are you truly receiving the compliment that someone gave you? Could you just say, "Oh, thank you for noticing. I love this shirt and it's my favorite color, and I appreciate your compliment," instead of trying to back it up with, "Oh, it was just this," or "Oh, it was just that." No. Receive the gift of the compliment that someone just gave you, just like we need to receive the gift of God's grace. The extraordinary grace of God, it flows from his heart to our hearts. So let's just be open to receive. And without grace, we could not fulfill any of God's purposes for our lives. Any of his assignments that he's given to us, without his grace, we are not able to fulfill. So think of God's grace as a gift, like a Christmas gift or a birthday gift. If someone presents you with a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, you're not going to refuse it. You're not going to say, "Oh, no, I can't take that," or I can't receive that. You are going to accept it with an open heart because someone had you on their mind. They were thoughtful enough to think of you and to buy you a gift and to present it to you. That's the same with God's grace for us. God's grace is imparted to us, and so we must receive it openly. So a few tips I want to leave you with is to accept and receive your gift of grace, and to also recognize the gift of grace that God has placed on other people through their answered prayers. A lot of us know the prayers that our friends are praying for. And when we see those things come to pass, let's just accept and recognize God's grace upon their lives and thank God and rejoice with them. For some people, things come easy, and for some people, things come with toil. So let's just recognize the grace that God has bestowed upon them. And without grace, we cannot accomplish the assignments that God has placed on us. We cannot fully step into the full purpose that God has placed us on this earth for. So let's extend grace to others. We don't always have to, cut people off. You can forgive people if they've done you wrong. You don't have to turn your heart cold against those people. Let's give grace, for no one on this earth is perfect. And if God extends his grace to us, that so totally undeserved his grace, how can we stand bold enough against our brother or sister and say, I will not extend grace to you for something that you have harmed me with, or a hurt that you have caused my heart? How can I turn my heart cold when God hasn't turned his heart cold against us? So if God gives us grace, unmerited grace, and we go from grace to grace, we go from victory to victory, we go from dimension to dimension. God elevates us in his grace. There is a Bible verse that says God is the God of all grace. So let's look into that and see what all grace means. Does that mean that there's different levels of grace? I would say absolutely. So as we go through life, let's elevate, and let's ask God to give us the grace to be the wife. Give me the grace today, God, to be the mother, God. Give me the grace today, God, to be the friend. Give me the grace today, God, to be the woman in business, whether I be an entrepreneur or whether I work in corporate America. Either way, God, give me the grace to be the solution. Give me the grace to have the creativity. Give me the grace to come up with witty ideas and inventions. Give me the grace to have vision for where you want me to go from this day forth. Give me grace to have the strategy and the resources that I need to be the woman in business that you have created me to be. And as I said, whether you are an entrepreneur or a woman in business or both. So let us not take God's grace for granted. Let us not abuse his grace, because it is truly a free gift that he has given us and that he has bestowed upon us. So as you go about your day, ask God, give me grace for this. Give me grace for that. Give me grace for everything. Let's ask God as we go about our day in our businesses. And as I said, whether you're working for corporate America or for yourself, ask God to give you grace for solutions, for ideas, for inventions, for visions, for strategy,